Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel. Did you know that in Excel, two simple dashes can completely change how your formula works? Today I will show you the powerful Excel trick using the double dash that even many advanced users don't fully understand. Yes, this another operator will definitely convert the true and false values into numbers. Now, given this data set, we happen to have these values 5, 12, etc. here, and our target is finding how many numbers are greater than 10. Now, how can we come up with this? Simply, we shall say this is equals, okay, running from B3 to B8, and the target here is finding the number, okay, the numbers greater than 10. Then we shall click enter. So we happen to have the false, true, false, and true. Now, the numbers we have here that are greater than 10, they have the true, okay? We have a true here, we have a true here, and we have a true, okay? And I told you that this AND operator, the double dash, okay, is definitely going to help us to convert these false and true values into numbers. Now, what happens? We shall go further, okay? And now apply the dashes, okay? What really happens? So we shall come here, okay? At the start of our formula, we shall now use the sum. You can either use the sum or you use the sum product, okay? So we shall have the AND operators. We open the bracket from here, and then we continue to have more two closing bracket because we have two opening brackets from here, okay? So we shall press enter. So we happen to have three numbers that are greater than 10. You can see 12 is greater than 10, 20 is greater than 10, and then 15 is also greater than 10. So that's how the dash value comes that up. So what we're going to do, moving on, okay, let's see, look at another function here. Now when you look at this, we have the products are here, we have a variety of colors, we have price, and here we're going to try to clean up this error here. You will see that in this column, okay, these numbers are formatted as text, okay? Yes, they are formatted as text, okay? As you look at them, all are formatted as text. So we're going to clean up this simple error, okay? You're cleaning up. So we shall use the text after, okay? And this is the text after. This is the function that you're going to apply from here, okay? And where is it running from? It is running from D3, of course, that is to D13, okay? That's where our figures are ending, okay? D3. Of course, the purpose here, these price have been formatted as text, okay? We'd love to clean up this dollar sign. So I'll say this is a comma, okay? Then I say we open the quotes from here. Our target is to erase the dollar sign. So I will then close the parentheses from here, and I click enter, okay? We have erased the same figures, okay? Into the price, the same figures. Now, in today's video, the purpose is using the AND operator or the double dash, okay? Now, let's first try to check up, okay, our values here by using the sum and the max, okay? So the formula of sum, of course, is equals sum, okay? We open our brackets here. It is running from E3 to E13, okay? We cross that, we shall have a 0, okay? We can also try to have the max, okay? This is max, open the brackets, that is from E3 running to E13, okay? We also have a 0. Now, this is where I told you that the double dash are coming from, the AND operators are coming in from here. So what we shall do for us to have our sum, we shall simply add the values here. Okay, so we shall press enter and we shall have our sum. Still with the max, we shall simply add our double dash. Okay, and then we shall be able to find the sum and also the max and other values. Simply, that's how we can clean it up, okay, by using the double dash. We have been able to find our sum as well as using this maxi. Okay, now moving on, we have been given these dates here. Okay, the dates are here, there are so many. Okay, and the target here is finding how many weekend days do we have within here. Okay, now let's check it up. Okay, let's check. We shall use the weekend. Okay, this is equals the weekday. Okay, we shall use the weekday function from here, and we are running from B, that is B3, of course, to B12. Okay, it is running to B12. Remember, we are dealing with the dates. Okay, and these dates, the weekend, we are trying to find up the day. That's why the number of days in the week, there are 7 days. Okay, now them being 7 days, it is believed that we shall use Monday as the first day, of the week. Okay, so we shall have a 2 there, then we say enter. Okay, so we happen to have something of the kind. Okay, we have something of the kind. Now, how can we deal this with? Of course, we have 5 weekdays. Okay, we have 5 weekdays. That's why I'm going to say from here, this is greater than 5. Okay, greater than 5. Reasonably, we are dealing with weekdays. Now, we have something of the kind. Okay, now with this, our AND operator will definitely try to convert these values, the false and the true values, into numbers. Okay, yes. Now, what happens here? We shall furthermore come back to the formula. We shall definitely try to compute up the formula by adding the double dashes here. Okay, yes, that is, we shall add the double dashes, and then we open the bracket from here, then we try to close the bracket. I've not recomputed the formula because it is the same. Okay, just including the double dashes within it. So when I press enter, I told you that where you say 0, meaning that is a false. Okay, and where you say 1, meaning that is a true. Okay, and we would love to find out, okay, how many weekends do we have amongst these dates given to us. So when try to count out, I told you where you say 1 is a true. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So meaning that we have 6 weekend days. But this is not the answer. Okay, how can we come to that? Okay, I told you can either use the sum product or the sum itself, and for this, let's try to use the sum product and see. Okay, that is the sum product. Now we shall have our dashes, then the formula with it, and then we shall try to add another closing bracket, and indeed we have 6 as the number of weekends, okay, amongst these dates given to us here. Okay, that's how we can try to use that double dashes once we are given dates as well. Now, when you're looking at something like length, for example, the closest, simplest example we can use here, these are telephone numbers. Okay, yes, you'll see that some telephone numbers are having 10 digits, 20, 15, what. But the task here is finding a telephone number with 9 digits. Okay, yes, this is just checking up the length of a given figure. Okay, by using this AND operator double dash. So what happens? from here, for that we shall use the line, okay? That is the length, okay? This is the line together, running from where? It is running from here up to somewhere, okay? Up to somewhere here. That is 17. Then we definitely close our bracket. So we have something of the kind. You'll see that the target is those for numbers with 9 digits. This has 9, this has 10, okay? This has 9, okay? Checking, this has 9, okay? Now, but this is not the question, okay? We want the number, okay? The number of those telephone numbers, okay? With 9 digits. Meaning that we shall now go ahead and looking at the formula, okay? We shall now add our double dash from here. Okay, we shall add the double dash. However, our target is those equal to 9. Okay, this is the target. We press enter from here. Okay, now when you press enter, we shall come up to this. This is where we shall now go ahead and bring in our sum product or the sum itself. Okay, so from here, we shall come and have our sum function. Okay, as I told you, you can either use the sum or you use the sum product. Okay, so we shall now close the brackets from this side. Okay, we close up the brackets and we press enter. Okay, so when you press enter, we happen to have a 0 here. Okay, so what happens? So from here, we shall add the bracket here as well. Okay, then we close it up from here. Okay, so when you close it up, we have 4. Okay, we have 4 telephone numbers with 9 digits. Okay, we could count them. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I believe even I think even this. Okay, they're around 4. True. So we have 4 telephone numbers with 9 digits. Now, of course, if you are testing up something, for example, here we have been given some few employees here. We have 2 papers. We have the theory and then the practical paper. Okay. Now, the task here, we are finding how many employees had to pass both the theory and the practical paper. Okay. Now, true is passing, false is failing. Okay. So this John has true, meaning that he passed. Maria has false and true, meaning that he failed the theory and went ahead and passed the practical paper with the true this side. Now, the task here, how many passed both theory and the practical. We can try to count them down even before we come up with the solution there side. So this John has a true, that is 1. Another, when you look at David has a true. Those are 2 people. Okay. When you try to look at this individual as well, has a true. Okay. We have true 1, true 2, and 3. Okay. These are 3 individuals, the employees that passed both the theory and the practical. So, how can we check that up? Okay. Simply, we shall say this is equals. We are looking at this, okay? The theory, that is C3 to that. So this is equals to true, okay? This equals to true. You press enter, okay? However, our main target is also looking, because we have discovered those who passed the theory paper. However, we should not forget that the task is looking at both the theory and the practical. So then from here, we go ahead and bring in the practical part. Okay. Now this is comma. We open our parentheses from here. Then we come and also look at the practical side. Okay. this is equals, okay, to true, okay, this equals to true as well. Together, then we say yes. Now we counted them even from this side, that 1, 2, 3, and I told you that where you say 1, that is a true, where you say 0, that is a false. So this is 1, 2, 3, but we would love to have a 3 itself computed here. So what happens? Okay, now that's where we shall now bring in our sum function with the unarray operator, that is the double dash. Okay, so simply we shall now come and say this is the sum product. You either choose the sum or the sum product itself. Okay, so then from here we go ahead and bring in our dash. Okay, we open from here. Okay, and then we definitely go ahead and cross again this side. Okay, we either use the sum or the sum product. Okay, so when you press enter, we have a 3 here. Okay, so that's how we can try to test up using the double dash and running it up with the sum or the sum product. However, we will have what we call the overtiming, okay, of employees in different departments. Okay, now we have employees are here, we have various departments, and those working on to the weekend. Okay, the working hours, and then a given rent, a given. Okay, remember I told you that those a true means a yes, a false means a no. So meaning that there are those people that you are working in different departments over the weekend, and of course there are those that don't even temper to appear during the weekend. So these are the working hours and the rates given over the working hours. Okay, and our task this side is the OT cost for sales employees working on weekends. This is the target. So what happens here? We are looking at that is equals. We are looking at the departments. Okay. Now this department. Okay. The target. These are equals to sales. Okay. You're looking at the sales from here together. Then you have something of the kind. Those working on weekend, yes, under the sales. Okay. Now, moving on, what we shall do, we proceed with the formula. Okay. Because we are adding something, and from here, what are we adding? We are adding also. We want to know those working over the weekend. Okay. Over those working the weekend, we say that is equal to true. Okay, the target is looking at those working over the weekend. Okay, so we close the bracket from here. Okay, now after doing so, we say enter. Okay, now 1 1, these are 2. Okay, there are only 2 people working on the weekend. Okay, now we are going to find the 2. However, the task is looking at the cost that will be spent onto those individuals working over the weekend. However, let's first find the 2 coming in from here. Okay, now what we shall do, I told you that to convert this, we shall definitely try to bring in our sum. Okay, we bring in our sum from here, and yes, you bring in our sum, and then the dashes. Okay, yes, we bring in the sum and then the dashes. We proceed with the more closing bracket. Have you seen? We have our 2 because we have only 2 people. We have seen it ourselves. Okay, we had 2 trues, and then we converted into the numbers 2 1. Okay, 1 1. There were only 2. However, this isn't the task. The task is how much is spent. Okay, using the rates and the working hours. Okay, together, how much is spent onto those individuals. So from here, we proceed with our formula. Okay, so from here we shall say we We shall now bring in the working hours, okay, together with this comma, okay, and then we bring in the this is the converted with the rate, okay. So we bring in the rent from here, and then we say enter, meaning that $165 is spent onto those employees in the sales department, okay. Of course, when you try to look also onto the department, we have John working in the sales, true, working on the weekend. Another sales department is a true, okay, meaning that you have true under sales. However, we have another sales, okay, under the department, but this sales, this employee does not work on weekend. He has a false, okay, meaning that you have been dealing with only two individuals, has a true. That's why we had a 2 this side, and we had to bring in an operator to convert their working hours with the rate, and $165 is spent onto these individuals. So that's how we can try to use up the sum and the double dash operator, the AND operator, into our Excel. Yes, thank you for watching. We shall also try to use some dots, okay, in the coming video. Stay blessed. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more related videos. Stay blessed. We meet again.